as we talk about external debt restructuring, there's news going around about Eurobond holders getting jittery, going after firms that ensure their payments of government securities. We're monitoring that for you. But also happening on the money market, we're keeping our eyes on, is to do with Treasury bills. And we know that last week, government rejected bids because the interest rates were high. A couple of days ago, we were told that government got 6.15 billion cedis from the latest auction, 121.6% oversubscription with an interest rate of 24%. Joining us to make sense of these developments is Joe Jackson, Director of Operations at Ghc Finance. I appreciate your time with us. How would you describe this? I don't want to call it drama, but that's a word that comes to mind that we witnessed in the last few days to do with the sale of Treasury bills.
Well, listen, it was very obvious that the rates at which Treasury bills were being taken up, the rate was ridiculously high and completely unsustainable. We're talking about, think about it, we are unable to pay multi-year bonds at 19%, which had a average cost of 19% and have defaulted. And yet, we say we will pay 91-day, 182-day bills at 36%. I'm sorry, that did not make sense at all. So some of us have been campaigning, be cautious. Be cautious. And listen, I'm really excited about the fact that on Friday, the bids were rejected, albeit in a very cavalier manner. But I would also say to you that I want to say, well done. We've come down from highs of 36% to lows of 24.5%. And I truly believe that the rate is going to be driven down even more. Because why? At 24.5%, we were oversubscribed. That is evidence that the rate can come down more and more.
Well, I was going to ask you next how you see the markets playing out, seeing what has happened today. You think that the rates are going to go down further? And does that really solve the problem to do with the high interest rates? How do we go about it?
They won't solve all the problems to do with the high interest rates, but they will start to make a dent on those interest rates. We've got to get to a point where even if we're going to lend to the government, we are not completely crowding out lending to the private sector. At that rate, who could compete at 36% from the government? If the rates come down, deposit rates across all the banks will come down. And in time, it will bring down lending rates, which is an absolutely good thing.
Well, what else can
it is?
Yeah,
right.
I was going to ask what else government can do to bring down those rates.
Well, accept lower and lower bids. It can listen. The government is the government. It can indicate to the market. It has friendly bias. It can indicate to the market that come to me with lower bids. It doesn't have to wait for the bids to come in and reject them before we go through that whole rigmarole. But listen, we can say, come to me with lower bids. I won't be buying at higher bids, and indicate it clearly and use the market and drive it down. If it comes and you don't like it, don't buy it and wait. After all, you are oversubscribed.
I hope I can ask you about this. Yeah, I hope I can ask you about this as well. A decline in the bond market by 52.6%, 52.5% in the month of February amid the debt exchange debacle. What's your thinking about how the markets turned out?
Well, listen, I'll be honest with you, just a decline of what?
52.5. Yeah.
I thought that was actually pretty good, huh? Because the way our bond market was going, if the decline had been by 70-80%, I would not have been shocked. It's as simple as that. We're in the throes of the debt exchange. this person is included, that person is excluded, there's a U-turn. Listen, the way I see things, we just accept it. Listen, we've had a horrendous event. We've had a default in government bonds. We've had a domestic exchange program that created tremendous liquidity, profitability issues for the institutions. At this moment, a decline of 50%, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Restructuring, external debt restructuring for that matter, and news that some Eurobond holders are going after firms that insure their payments of government instruments. We heard the president yesterday talk about external debt restructuring going well, and so we are wondering why the Eurobond holders are getting the jitters.
Well, listen, government's default hasn't stopped. Please, government default hasn't stopped. The negotiation has not been concluded. So if there's a default and there's an insurance company that holds the whatever it is, the document, the swap paper or whatever insurance document we're talking about, they will have to pay. And I actually don't think it makes much of a difference, because as soon as the default started, I'm sure that insurance companies would have readied themselves for this event. I'm sure they would have readied their reinsurance and other institutions to get ready. This, I don't think makes a difference to the conversation that's going on, to the negotiation that's going on, and it is to be expected.
I was concerned about what the implications would be. The president, even yesterday, assured and committed to payment of matured coupons. And so there are no implications to this?
Listen, the truth of the matter is that we stop paying matured coupons. One of the reasons why the CD has been even fairly stable is that we've stopped paying Eurobond debt. And we've stopped paying pending the negotiation, right? That people are going after the insurance companies is neither here nor there. It doesn't change the essential negotiation going on. Our default happened months ago, and the negotiations are supposedly going on. We're engaging with China. We're engaging with the communities who are holding our Eurobond debt. Now, is this a smooth engagement? I sincerely doubt. Is it a really, really torturous process? I believe so. Will the individuals and institutions go to insurance companies who are holding the swap documents and paper? They will. But that doesn't change anything to the fundamental discussion and negotiation going on.
Yesterday's address by the president, your takeouts from his address, and did it come to you as, were you optimistic as a Ghanaian listening to the president about the future of our economy?
Listen, the way I would describe the government's, the president's State of the Nation address was simply this. First of all, I was glad that he accepted that the most important thing was the economy. It was also interesting to find out that he spent a little bit more time than I thought was needed talking about the events of the past and the achievements of the past. With respect to going forward, all he said was that I got you into this mess, and trust me, I'll get you out of it, and gave us a deadline, 22 months. Essentially, what it was that, trust me, I'll get you out of it. That's all he said. The only challenge we have is that there's a trust deficit between the public and the government, or the president in this case. And that trust deficit is at the core of the problem with the State of the Nation address, which is really this. Do the Ghanaian public trust the president when he says, trust me, I will get you out of this? Because that's essentially all he said. He didn't give any real indication as to what risks we are facing with the IMF program. He didn't talk about a plan B. He didn't say anything except, trust me, I will get you out of this. But there's a trust deficit.
Definitely, there are some trust
So
issues there.
in the days ahead, we will get to know whether the people in this country believe that believe what the government, the president has said. And in any case, the only way that trust deficit will be fixed is if in 3 weeks' time, by the end of March, for that deadline he gave us, he comes back to say, hello, fellow Ghanaians, I've got an IMF deal. Once he does that, hey, we say, hooray. If that doesn't happen, time is not far away.
All right.
The deadline is just, today is what? Today is the 9th.
All right.
30th of March is a few days away. So I will, at this moment, I'll say, let's be patient. The deadline is coming. He says, trust me. I think Ghanaians can afford to trust him for another 3 weeks. And we'll take it from there.
All right. We are counting down. Thank you so much, Joe Jackson. Happy to speak with you this afternoon, Director of Operations, Ghc Finance. I appreciate your time with us.